This NFL Week 15 recap and Monday Night Football props edition of the Sports Gambling Podcast is brought to you by Underdog. Underdogs hooking up new customers. Play just $5 and get $100 in bonus funds when you sign up with the code SGPN.
Cox.
He's one of those guys who will get penetration.
Welcome, everyone, to the Sports Gambling Podcast. I'm Sean Sack of the Money Green with my partner in picks, Ryan Real Money Kramer. What's happening, Crame? Dog.
Greetings, Sean. Happy Sunday.
Yeah, happy Sunday. It is almost technically Monday. So thank you. Happy Monday. If you're watching live on the East Coast, it is officially a Monday, a victory Monday. Of course, if you're on the Philadelphia Eagles, if you're on the Eagles laying the points there, that was easy money. If you're on the Minnesota Vikings, getting the points, winning outright. Of course, one of my props I gave out on our VSiN show, Ryan, our touchdowns. Of course, gave out our boy JJ McCarthy, anytime TD. That cashed. Of course, did I bet that by itself? No. Of course, I parlayed that with the Vikings money line. That was a nice cash. How you feeling, Kramer?
I was gonna say, I mean, we highlighted what could be the worst case scenario for the Cowboys fans. That 9 comes out with a absolutely amazing performance. Dak tried to throw the pick for me there at the end, didn't get it done, but man, very solid day in the prop streets.
Yeah.
And not bad on the sides. I mean, unfortunately, we weren't in Las Vegas, so I wasn't quite at the stakes that I normally would be at, but I did pretty well with the sides as well.
Yeah, 3-2, I think, on my props there. So shout out to me. Congrats to me. But one of which was, why don't we start there with the Minnesota Vikings getting the win and the cover upsetting the Cowboys outright with a nice victory, 34-26 over the Cowboys. And I mean, again, I was a guy who was saying in the offseason, hey, let's pump the brakes on JJ McCarthy. Everyone's saying, and then I was the guy who took so much shit for saying JJ McCarthy wasn't going to win the Super Bowl. But then also I feel like I'm on the other side where I go, hey, give this guy a chance. He's a rookie quarterback. This was a nice effort by him and a nice win by a rookie quarterback on the road here in prime time. I thought the offense kind of got its mojo going. Again, obviously it's more about the Cowboys and their lack of the offense. But I mean, Kramer, JJ McCarthy looks solid, right?
I mean, Thor and all the other backers of JJ have woken up. I'm already seeing PFF grades being shared. I'm already seeing stats I mean, they got to win. The Cowboys defense has shown that they can make just about any quarterback look good. Let's not forget Russell Wilson threw for 450 yards against this defense. Sure. But yeah, I mean, it felt like a classic Cowboys shit the bed job mixed with like JJ McCarthy finally coming out and looking pretty good. Although them having a package to show how his footwork has developed, it didn't really show how his footwork has developed. I don't know if he fixed it. They had this whole package where they're showing his footwork, Sean, and it's like, well, wait a second, he's doing the same thing right now. So I don't know if he's completely fixed, but certainly, I mean, look, it's a team with weapons. The offensive line is settled. They should be able to do this from time to time, even with JJ McCarthy. That was the whole thesis, right? We had Sam Darnold last year. Of course, we're going to get it done with JJ McCarthy.
Right, but so I think he deserves some credit because you go, even with JJ McCarthy, he was seen as the laughing stock of the league. He was the meme of like any quarterback who had a tough game. They were immediately memeing JJ McCarthy's face on. I don't think he's that bad. Again, I'm still like on the fence of JJ McCarthy, which I think is a reasonable expectation. He struggled early, but again, he's a rookie quarterback. I think crushing him is kind of crazy.
2024 first round quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Where does he fall?
That's tough. I mean, now that we saw, don't mean to see,
like Caleb and Drake May are clear 1-2 at this point. Jaden Daniels right there.
But again, I don't think that's fair to compare him against those other quarterbacks because he missed the entire season due to injury. I was grading him, unlike the Falcons, unlike the Vikings fans who said, "Oh, he's obviously going to be better than Sam Darnold." I said, "Hey guys, he was injured in the entire last year. He's rookie. Grade him as a rookie quarterback." I think if you graded him this year as a rookie quarterback, he might win Offensive Rookie of the Year. So I think you need to hold out on your grades of JJ McCarthy is my overall point. And just the idea that the Cowboys, oh, look out the Cowboys, they're going to win the division. I know you said that was possible, Ryan. I don't know if you still think that's possible. The Cowboys win the division.
I observed math, so I was just relaying to the audience that mathematically possible. I mean, I don't know. So are the Minnesota Vikings are they picking up a quarterback in the offseason?
I think they're gonna get someone in the middle range, right? Someone that's like relatively a starter that can compete against JJ McCarthy. I don't think JJ McCarthy has been so obvious the clear-cut starter, but I mean, you compare JJ McCarthy to Jackson Dart to Tyler Shuck, I think he's right there in the mix. Like I don't think any of the quarterbacks that were rookies this year, I don't think one has stood out as like the quarterback.
Only one of those has been soft benched though. So that there is that.
But again, and I would say part of that was the expectations they put on this kid unnecessarily so. Like, to make JJ McCarthy come in and be like, oh, obviously he's going to be better than Sam Darnold, I thought was unfair. Like, if you're starting a quarterback as a rookie, you have to expect you're going to hit some bullshit. And I don't know, Minnesota is a weird team, and the way they manage their quarterback situation is completely odd. That being said, I think they've seen some decent stuff out of a rookie quarterback. I would not kill JJ McCarthy right now.
Also, kind of, starting to look at some salary cap stuff. They're in a situation where I don't know how it would work. Like, I don't think they could pay anything more than bottom dollar for a backup quarterback anyway. So they would have to do some finagling to bring any sort of roster or salary onto this roster. So maybe they'll be forced to have to go forward. We'll get another offseason of JJ optimism.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's in the committee. He's in the mix there. So
the Cowboys officially done, right?
Well, I think their playoff percentage is down to 1. Their magic number, or the Eagles' magic number, is 1. So they to win the NFC East, the Eagles need to either win 1 game or the Cowboys lose 1 game, which I would expect to happen in this regular season. So,
prognostication.
Yes, I know you're a math guy, Ryan, but what would you say their chances are?
This was a tough look. I'd say this was a game you kind of have to have if you want to be a playoff team. You got to take down 9. 9 can't be. 9. This can't be the beginning of his redemption story.
9 coming for you.
No, thank you.
Well, and of course, again, I hit on JJ McCarthy, gave it out on the VSiN show, anytime touchdown. But of course, I'm not going to play that solo. I played that parlayed with the Vikings money line. So
very nice.
That was a nice little 11-1 bank, Ryan, in the private stock, as he liked to say. All right, let's kick back on some of the other games. Of course, we got the Discord line open as well. Atlanta Falcons close your eyes special comes through 29-28 win outright over the Tampa Bay Bucks. Kramer, where are we at with the Bucks? I mean, this was a nice win by the Falcons, who have just found ways under Raheem Morris to lose games. This was the exact opposite. They tried to lose the game, they couldn't. They ended up winning. Kirk Cousins had some nice throws. I hit Kyle Pitts 2 touchdowns. That was a nice hit from the prop show. But any big picture thoughts on? I mean, we were talking Baker MVP earlier in the season, Kramer. What's happened to this Bucks team?
Well, first of all, this was a day that Kyle Pitts truthers have been waiting for a long time. He still was falling down. He still just trips on the grass. It's remarkable. I mean, yeah, this is the Kirk Cousins. Like the Falcons ended up with a young quarterback and an old quarterback who are the same quarterback, and they can sometimes operate the sports car. And it works all right. And fortunately, they were going against the Bucks, who I know that Todd Bowles, essentially threw his players under the bus for not closing the game out. You got to call better plays. You can't call plays where you're going to stop the clock there. They very easily could have ended this game. They were throwing the ball for some strange reason. I think the franchise as a whole is clearly reeling. I thought bright spot McMillan looked good. Obviously, Mike Evans being back. I think they're still going to be formidable. I brought this up on the preview. I thought maybe could this possibly be a look ahead spot for Carolina and Tampa Bay as they play each other basically for the division twice in the next 3 weeks. I think in both cases you can look to parts of the game and like that there's flatness there. For the Bucks, I mean they're still fine, right? Because they just have to they just have to handle the Panthers. I don't even know what to think because it's kind of the defense and the offense. No one wants to win this division. And Raheem Morris had his Nick Sirianni moment with a very swaggy head nod to the camera saying, call that. I think they had a ridiculous 20 penalties called. What?
Relax. Nick. Well, I mean, come on. Todd Bowles.
No, Raheem Morris.
Oh, Raheem Morris? Raheem Morris. Come on. When has Raheem Morris won a Super Bowl?
He was reacting to the fact that I think they had 19 penalties against them. Maybe we should send over
bad split.
Maybe we send over a refs are terrorist shirt to the Falcons offices.
Yeah, no, certainly. Yeah, no, I'm with you. That was a crazy penalty difference. Glad to get the win. Glad to get the cover with the Falcons. Arizona Cardinals 20, Texans 40. I guess nothing that surprising. I thought this might be a little look ahead spot, a little backdoor cover action for the Texans, or at least the Cardinals could backdoor cover this. Maybe the Cardinals offense could do something to kind of hang around and the Texans would look ahead. But clearly this Cardinals offense and defense. I mean, the defense is pretty cooked. I thought Walter Nolan coming back, maybe they could slow things down. Clearly not the case. This Cardinals team is as shitty as the market thinks. I was off at thinking that they had a chance here to cover, to maybe win. Kramer, any thoughts here?
I mean, Brissett got over the passing attempts as I told you he would on the prop show. And I thought, yeah, I don't know. I think the way the game started probably made it difficult. They got out quick, but Arizona didn't quit. But this is another.
No, but I mean that's what's annoying about them, right? Like they don't quit. Where if they quit, they'd be easier to fade, but they still try and hang around. And to your point, Kramer, they got out behind the 8 ball, and it's like, well, they're catching a lot of points. They're gonna hang around, and they kind of did, but clearly. I mean, if you laid the points of the Texans, you were never sweating it. And of course, shout out to the apostrophe gang. Another cash there easily on the Fairbairn over 1.5 field goals.
I mean, very easy money on the Fairbairn. Shout out to him. I was watching games with a friend of the program, Ryan Kramer, who had Fairbairn on the fantasy team. So there was
nice.
There was authentic rooting, and yeah, shout out to the fantasy heads. I mean, Trey McBride probably did some damage in the fantasy playoffs this week. I think he had something in FFPC format. I think he had 45 points, Sean. I mean, my God,
Good
how do you
run.
have a player with 45 points and lose a game by 3 touchdowns? It seems impossible. Texans are officially something to. I think we're going to be on the Texans first round of the playoffs, Sean.
Speaking of the playoffs, the Philadelphia Eagles 31 points, Raiders 0. Ryan, you made the mistake
Yes.
of recommending to our clients to get on the Raiders money line.
You
Raiders
know.
with points.
It didn't get home.
You need to apologize to everyone. That was I told everyone, I go, this defense is not going to let the Raiders score. People thought I was a homer, thought I was being bombastic. Of course, my dad, who had the over 37.5, was dying for that last Tank Bigsby touchdown, which unfortunately did not get home. But the Eagles offense just cooked. And yeah, I mean, this is the Eagles offense, right? Design runs with Jalen Hurts, pound the rock with Saquon Barkley. Don't turn the ball over. It's a very simple formula for the Eagles. 41-2 when they win the turnover battle, which they did again here. They picked off Kenny Pickett. A lot of people thought he might be running into the end zone for a touchdown. I don't know if you thought that was a good idea, Ryan. Certainly, you would never recommend that to people.
He was. I thought he looked mobile at times. He got loose a little bit. I was not aware that he was not looking for revenge today. Also, you did lie a little bit. We did get to see Tanner McKee. You said that was ridiculous. There we go. We see a little Tanner McKee, and I thought,
no. Well, yeah. Obviously in a
hold on.
I mean, they took out all the starters.
And I got to be honest. I thought the passing offense looked splendid with Tanner McKee in the game. Ball was coming out on time, hitting targets over the middle.
How many points did he score?
I'm just a film comment.
Yeah.
I wasn't looking at the score. I was just watching the mechanics of the play. It was looking good.
No, I mean, Eagles do have depth at the quarterback position amongst many, and I appreciate your salutation, Ryan, of the Eagles.
It was a nice play.
Well, I mean, I get it. You're trying to see dissent in the Eagles organization.
Not at all.
It's not going to work. It's not going to work. This defense is amazing, and the offense shows, hey, they can get their shit together. They can roll, win 31-0. Go Birds, baby.
And let me congratulate you also. A win without Lane Johnson. Very difficult to do. Got it done. Raiders, just the team to go against, I suppose. Well, they really, I mean, were they even trying to guard Dallas? There were periods of the game. It was on one of the side TVs. And it's just like, my God, Dallas Goedert is wide the fuck open every play. It's like they said, we're going to guard the other guys.
Yeah.
I don't know what the Raiders are doing. What do we have to talk about Tom Brady's Hall of Fame candidacy with this ownership job? He's not involved at all. He can't be. This team is horrible.
He is. He just doesn't know what he's doing.
Maybe.
I mean, he's a player. He's not. Come on.
I'll be in person in the house watching the Giants and the Raiders face off for the rights for the #1 pick in a couple weeks, Sean. So,
well, that's going to be interesting because obviously the Giants are intentionally trying to lose, so it'll be a pretty interesting game. Next up, we got the New York Jets 20-48. The Jags get the win and the cover 48-20. Jags catching the 12.5. We both picked the Jags or the Jets because they were a close yard special. Again, close yard special went 2-1, so it is what it is. This was the stinky cheese that was truly stinky. It was the moldy cheese that you didn't need to eat. But again, that's why you play all of them and you end up at 70% and you eat the stink. This was the stinky 30%. I have no big picture takeaways from here, except, hey, hats off to your Jags, Ryan. Like, honestly, they're beating bad teams by wide margins, which if you are considered an AFC contender, they should be considered an AFC contender. I know I busted your chops about them winning the AFC, but why not the Jacksonville Jaguars? Honestly, you look at this AFC and you look at the NFC. Both conferences are wide open. Why not the AFC? I was in a best ball my one team that advanced that was doing well in best ball. Unfortunately, one of the teams had Trevor Lawrence, who had 5 touchdowns. So it was just like, all right, I guess that guy's gonna win. Hats off to him. But no, again, I mean, they beat the Jets, but nice win by the Jags.
So to finish the point on the Jags, they play the Broncos next week in Denver. We're gonna get to see how real this team is, because they've been fucking teams up, and I think, like you said, one of the best ways to evaluate a really good team is taking care of the trash. And really, they've just been on a tear. They've been putting up points. Trevor's looked amazing. No interception cashed for us. It is Trevor's MVP candidacy dead.
Yes.
You don't think he has any chance?
Well, what's his current price?
I'm gonna pull it up just so we can. He's at 100 to 1 currently. All right, probably not. I think that's 13-4 still in play, and they can beat the Broncos on the road next week.
I think that's this is probably a good time to get in on the Trevor Lawrence MVP.
I got a 66 to 1 ticket already from before the year, so I'm personally good. 13-4, my preseason prediction, Sean, still on the table somehow.
No, and it's interesting. I mean, certainly the Pats losing to the Bills helps you, but there's Josh Allen and Matt Stafford are standing in your way. So
Brian Thomas is looking like a reasonable part of the offense. Tugboat Tootin getting involved.
I mean, there's certainly they're going to be a tough out in the playoffs. It'll be interesting to see who they match up against.
On the Jets side, I honestly, I think both teams out of the AFC South, I will be betting on in the first round of the playoffs. On the Jets side, I thought Cook had a couple moments where he made good throws, like the touchdown to AD Mitchell was really nice. But this Jets team, the season, there's a handful of teams where the season can just end right now. It's going to be a tough team to handicap as long as he's the quarterback, though.
Well, we'll get to your Giants here in a second.
There's still excitement there.
No. Chicago Bears get the win in the cover 31-3 against the Cleveland Browns. Not a lot to say here. It was a nice bounce back spot for the Bears. Browns struggle against the Bears defense is really good. And then you're on the road. I mean, with missing 4 of your offensive line starters for the Browns. So I don't know, not a lot to report from this game, but again, to me, it shows the Bears are a legitimate team winning in cover against a team they should beat.
Never in doubt either. Watched it with a Bears fan. There was some excitement. I thought the fact that we're now seeing teams bully the Browns defense a little bit on the run game is interesting. Myles Garrett getting his tying sack with a Caleb Williams falls on the ground already play, just like Strahan getting Favre, is almost too perfect. I mean, Myles Garrett has played 14 football games this year and has tied the record. He's going to break it without needing the extra game. The record he's going to set is likely going to be one that sits for a very, very long time. And he's doing it on a horrible team. The Shador, I didn't see much of the Shador Sanders crop out there chirping after this game, because it wasn't even necessarily like he made any horrendous plays. Although the interceptions were always going to come.
Nice throws.
I'd say this: the nicest play he made on the day was the interception to Jaylen Johnson, because he hit Jerry Jeudy between the numbers down the sideline on a difficult throw, and it just bounced off of Judy's chest into Jaylen Johnson's arms. And it's like, all right. Other than that, though, I thought the Bears did a good job of making him process and not letting him escape the pocket, and that's a death sentence for Shador, and also highlights why he won't be a starting quarterback next year, Sean.
I definitely think he'll be a starting quarterback next year. Hey, have you guys signed up over at Kalshi? That's right. Kalshi, you can predict whether I'm sure they're if not now, I'm sure they will have the market whether or not Shador is going to be a starting quarterback in next year. I would bet the yes. I would trade the yes. Kalshi is available in all 50 states. New traders get $20 in their account when you use that promo code SGPN. Again, download the app, Kalshi. First touchdown, props, sides, totals, political stuff, whatever you have an opinion on, Kalshi has an angle. And you're probably right. So what are you doing waiting on the sidelines? Get in over on Kalshi. Use your analysis and your insight. Put it to the test. Use the promo code SGPN so you get the new traders get $20 in their account. You help us out. You help yourself out. Promo code SGPN over on Kalshi. We're also brought to you by Rhythm, RITHMM. The Rhythm is gonna bet you sides, totals, props. Rhythm has you covered. Love a good rhythm angle as well. And of course, Rhythm, they got you covered, man. You can build your own models, you can build your own picks, sides, totals, props, whatever it is. Rhythm has you covered. Let's see. Aaron Rodgers over 1.5 rush attempts. Rhythm likes the over at plus 125. There's certainly a number of ways you can get home on that. I mean, two kneel downs and you're already there. Plus 125. Like Rhythm, appreciate their insight and analysis, and of course, track your own picks and props for a chance to win $1,000. Download the Rhythm app today, RITHMMM, and use the promo code SGPN25, RITHMMM. Promo code SGPN25.
All right.
Olan saying I'm either drunk AF, exhausted, sick, or all three. Rest, our DJ brother. Oh, I've had a number of cocktails, Olan, but I'm powering through. I got to do the show. Got to talk shop here with my fellow DJs, and why not? Let's see. We got to talk about the Bills. Get the win and the cover, 35-31. Very good game. Very back and forth affair. Our buddy Adam Rosenberg, shout out to Rosenberg. Hey, Rosenberg on X had he had the Drake May 2 touchdowns, 50-1. That was a nice cash for him. I don't know. This just felt like, again, kind of the handicap we had. I thought it was going to be a back and forth close game, but eventually the Bills would pull it out. They did. Where are you at, Kramer?
Rosenberg sends me a text. May is 50-1 for 2 touchdowns. Doesn't that seem way off to you? And I said, what's his anytime? Like 5-1. He's like, yeah. I go, wow. Of course I didn't play it after that conversation. I saw he was a 2 touchdown celebrity getting his win picked up by all the betting aggregators. I mean, I don't know what your watching setup was, Sean, but this game was on TV5 on God's Eye. So if you're not familiar, that's like front, top row, middle TV, front and center. Red Zone was on the main TV, and it was over. Like I echo Portnoy screaming into the void on the internet. It was over. I was like, wow, Drake May really has a chance to win the MVP. And then the second half happened, and the Patriots tightened up their butthole. And I mean, I don't know. It doesn't seem fair to say this, but it kind of feels like Josh Allen eliminated Drake May from the MVP conversation. Is that not, that feels crazy, but I think he did.
Well, you know how these voters go. Like, how could you give Drake May the MVP over Josh Allen after you watch that game?
So, Sean, odds right now: Stafford minus 250.
Yeah.
Drake May 4-1, Josh Allen 5-1. Last week on this very show,
14-1.
14-1. Here we are.
I think you were right to call out, hey, if you like the Bills going around here, get in on Josh Allen 14-1. I'm not like loving the Bills, and I guess the case of the back-to-back makes it a little tough, but certainly at 14-1, it was a good call. And now you're looking at a much better number. How does Drake May win it over Josh Allen? I guess, if the Eagles
they won 1-1. Huh?
Well, if the Eagles go in and beat Buffalo, I think that does mess up their chances. Certainly.
That's true. And worth noting, Trevion Henderson with that big game has vaulted to the favorite to win the Rookie of the Year, at least at the Blue Book. So
really,
yeah.
over some quarterbacks. That's interesting.
Well, Ibuka hasn't done much in a while. Who's now plus 230. T-Mac plus 310. Didn't have a game today. Jackson Dart down to 9-1. Interesting.
Yeah. Well,
probably reacting to the NFL once again over policing.
He's certainly
fucking candy asses.
All right. Next up, we got the Ravens 24-0, shutting out the Bengals in Cincinnati. Again, I'm always going to take Joe Burrow as a dog. This was not a good game by them. Good. I mean, it kind of was like, hey, maybe the market's right. Maybe the Ravens were a decent team, but I'm just always going to take the Bengals as the dog here. So I fell for the trap. I fell for Joe Burrow. I mean, that offense getting shut out to me is kind of crazy, but again, it's a division game. It's the second division game. I kind of understand it in hindsight, but what are your takeaways, Kramer?
One of the, I think it was linemen or linebackers for the Ravens defense made a comment about how the Bengals didn't want nothing to do with that cold, which is interesting seeing how they come from Cincinnati, but
yeah,
there was an element of they didn't have the same spunk we had seen in the previous two games. Now, also the difference in this game were kind of like some big plays. Lamar hitting Zay Flowers down, like a dropped interception off of Mark Andrews' hands, hits the defender in the chest, and you have the Zay Flowers deep touchdown. Kind of a weird one. I mean, even my crazy ass Jamar Chase ladder got partially home. I mean, I think he ended up with a 130, something like that. But yeah, I mean, horrible performance.
I mean, Isaiah Likely not having a catch and the Ravens winning by 24 is kind of crazy.
The late pick 6 was weird. It was like no one wanted to go tackle him.
No, I mean, this Bengals team clearly just gave up. I mean, should have seen it coming. But again, Burrow as a dog is just always so tempting. I'm always going to be on it. But shout out to the Ravens. Maybe this is where they right the ship. If you're a Ravens backer, I'm still a little skeptical. Chargers get the win on the cover 16-13. They win outright. They were 4.5 point dogs. Big story is Patrick Mahomes blew out his ACL or kind of on that last drive there. Maybe made a difference to the win or the cover. They put in our boy Minshew, but now it's just bad times really it's again, the Chargers win a game where they put up like barely any points, do not look good, and I don't want to shit on them too hard, but I will be fading this Chargers team in the playoffs, assuming they have a decent matchup. But Kramer, what do you make of this? And now Patrick Mahomes, maybe he'll be ready week 1 next year. This is a tough ride for the the Chiefs, and it probably gets buried. Like you look at some of the great franchise quarterbacks, your Tom Brady, who, correction, he did miss the playoffs once. I incorrectly said he never missed the playoffs. I was copying a Bill Simmons stat. He had never played a meaningless game in the regular season, meaning like he lost whatever in 2002. The last game we played was meaningful. Didn't get into the playoffs, but now I think maybe looking back, people are like, oh well, yeah, of course they didn't make the playoffs. Mahomes blew out his ACL, but Kramer, where are you at with this Chiefs and or Chargers team?
That was honestly my first thought. This is going to be a great reason for people to asterisk this seat. Like when we were looking back on his career.
Oh yeah, he blew out his ACL. What do you want? No, we watched the season. They weren't getting in.
I mean, the metaphor is strong. He literally blew out his ACL as the game was being lost. I think the Chargers season in general, all the injuries, all the close games, winning in spite of clear flaws, and throw on the pile, as many Michigan people have, this Sharon Moore situation. Jim Harbaugh, great football coach. Jim Harbaugh is gonna be the edge for this team as long as they're still playing. And guess what? They're going to be in the playoffs. So, we're going to see them on the road, probably wild card weekend, and they're going to be catching 4 or 5 points, Sean. That's the reality. As far as the Chiefs, man, they still didn't look good. Mahomes got Rashee Rice. I don't know if you saw the hospital ball where Rashee Rice got destroyed. I was really hoping that Gardner Minshew was going to lead them down the field for that field goal. Awesome. My God, the legend of Gardner Minshew returns. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if you're a Chargers fan, I mean, I know we'll get to it when we talk Colts, but this was almost a magical day for a Chargers fan to not only take out the Chiefs and have them miss the playoffs for the first time since 2014, but to take out Mahomes. I mean, no one wants to see that, but low key, some people probably did want to see that. And so, those probably not Chargers fans though, for being real. The Broncos and the Raiders fans are happier.
No, they don't care. Chargers fans are as a guy who got yelled at for suggesting Herbert mess up his hand, the guy was like disgusting. He looks at me, are you joking? I go, yeah. I was literally yelling. I go, bite, kill, maim, do whatever you can, break that hand. And for whatever reason, the hand that was already broken, like crossed the line with the quote unquote Chargers fan. He's like, are you serious? I go, yeah. I go, what? It's not serious. It's not like it's gonna prevent him from, I'm not saying put him in a chair for his life. I'm saying, fuck this guy. All right.
And real quick, Sean, I should have finished this earlier with the Rookie of the Year stat. Tyler Shuck is down to 20-1. Worth noting.
Are you? Whoa, Tyler Shuck 20-1. Who saw that coming? That's right. This guy who had him 200-1. A perfect transition, Ryan, because we're talking about the Washington Commanders getting a win and a cover over your New York Giants. They win outright 29-21. I was on them because I play the closer as special. I'm also was on it because I'm fading Jackson Dart as offensive rookie of the year. He struggled. He threw an interception. He also once again found himself in the concussion tent. I mean, again, if you're gonna, I get it. You can say, hey, we don't have our receivers. We don't have our tight end. We don't have our coach. But if you're losing at home to the Commanders, are you a good quarterback, Ryan? You got to be worried about Jackson Dart right now.
No. And I would encourage you that if you're going to use a
great game by Jackson Dart.
No. If you're going to use stats.
No, don't use stats. I'll use the stat.
No, your site.
The stat is they lost to the Commanders at home.
True. Now there's a couple things here. One, we really have to talk about this absolute disgusting narrative around the blue tent and Jackson Dart. If you're going to talk about him going in the blue tent, let's talk about how it wasn't the on-field people. It was the spotter up top.
Yeah.
Watch the tackle. Wasn't even vicious. Hold on. I'm talking. And they're now 0 for 4 with the spotters. 0 for 4 calling out concussions. They're clearly going after something. So you take away points on that drive because you conveniently have the sniper upstairs call him off the field. You have fucking the YouTube fucking kicker missed 2 field goals. You have the special teams continue to suck ass. Shout out to Jaylen Lane, former Hokie. Jackson Dart did, and the interception, you wouldn't believe it, Sean. Jalen fucking Hyatt. Joe Shane get fired. Jackson Dart played a great game, did everything he could. He's having a pretty good season, I would say. I'm going to give you a couple of stats to show you why he's having a great season and should win Rookie of the Year in spite of the chaos going on around him. First of all, I know you're a big passer rating guy, Sean. Rookies this season with passer ratings of 90 or more. Jackson Dart has 7 of the 4. Jackson Dart has 7 of the 14. The others 7. All right, how about this? You like total touchdowns per game as a starter?
Give me wins.
Matthew Stafford 2.7. Josh Allen 2.6. Jackson Dart 2.3.
Give me wins.
Not going to play this game.
Not going to play the wins game. I get
Giants,
it.
but as I said to Ryan Connor, if the organization is going to not get their accidental culture wins in December, I'm not going to be the maddest. It does seem like teams are ravenous for this Mendoza cat. Which, side note, if he doesn't have I'm not a franchise quarterback vibes, I don't know what does.
Well, maybe Giants draft Mendoza and turn things around. They don't get the win and or the cover. Speaking of Indianapolis, the Colts get the cover. Seattle gets the win 18-16. Colts get the cover though. Shout out to our own Justin Decker, who went up to watch Phillip Rivers hang around in this game. I mean, all jokes aside, this was on Red Zone from what I caught. He was competent. This to me is more just, hey, shout out to the Colts defense for holding Seattle's offense to only 18 points at home. I think they deserve a bunch of credit. And, it was a bunch of Phillip Rivers kind of sitting back there, tossing it up, completed some, completed not. They did hit a 60-yard field goal. There was a chance where it thought they were going to win. Kramer, do you have any of the clips from our buddy Justin?
I have. I'll play that clip in a second. I will say this too about Phillip Rivers' performance. Makes you wonder about Daniel Jones or any other. Makes you wonder about Anthony Richardson. I mean, Phillip Rivers was doing nothing spectacular. He was doing the same shot puts, the same good. Everyone, all the receivers obviously run good routes, good timing. He looked very bloated, and there were a couple that play where he fell. I don't know if you got it on Red Zone, but there was a play where he fell over, got up, and then kind of lunged forward. I kid you not. I thought that was going to be the end. I thought a defensive lineman was going to spear him as he was on the ground, and that was that. I thought Seattle completely. This is why This is why in the end of the day we're going to fade Seattle in the playoffs. The offense.
Yeah.
That is not a good defense, Sean. I know somehow Lou Anarumo is on the hot list for the Giants head coaching position. That defense is not impressive to me. This was a good game for them though. And again, couple key drops from JSN and the receivers. I thought just in general, the defensive game plan, it was almost like they didn't, that wasn't that wasn't the A plan, the A defensive game plan we've seen from this Seahawks team before.
No,
it was like they didn't want to. It was like I don't know what it was, but I don't think they felt. I don't think they thought that Phillip Rivers was going to do that.
We'll get to the
Phillip Rivers is my hero. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! He got it! He got it! He got it. Holy shit. He got it.
No fucking way. So that was a 60-yard field goal. Unfortunately, Seattle went down, and again, part of the handicap was Seattle looking ahead. I think the Rivers probably a thing added to it.
I got to read you the text from. So
yeah,
Decker usually comes by. I'd say he's probably got the most hours logged at God's Eye that isn't an SGPN employee. And I get sent him the text. You coming by today? He goes, nope, I'm not in LA, but guess where I'm at? I could tell he was ear to ear smiling. I go a Phillip Rivers bar. And then a couple minutes go by. He doesn't respond. So I sent another guess. Seattle for the game. Hell yeah, dude. I'm going to the game. I go, fuck yeah. Post some pictures. You're a maniac. Christmas came early for me.
He's so excited. Meanwhile, the Chargers beat the Chiefs in Kansas City. They sweep the Chiefs. You would think that would be like a huge franchise moment. But still, no, Decker's more excited to watch
Sean.
He was cover.
Think about it. He knew that the Chargers had swept the Chiefs.
Yeah.
He knew that the Chargers had basically clinched a playoff spot. He knew that Patrick Mahomes was done but all of this before he gets to go see Phillip Rivers play. And by the way, I fully expect. Guess what he has to do, Sean? His phone background that has the career stats of Eli Manning,
Yeah,
Ben
it's got
Roethlisberger, and Philip
updated.
Rivers. He's got updated. He threw a touchdown pass. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Shout out to Philip
He was
Rivers.
not horrible.
I just think about how cool his kids are going to think he is now. All the ones that were maybe a little too young to see dad being a football player. My
The old
God.
man covered the number.
Yeah, he's still got it.
Denver gets the win and the cover 34-26 against the Green Bay Packers, winning outright as a dog. Again, fun back and forth game. Unfortunately, Micah Parsons looks like he blew out his ACL. Huge injury issue there. Again, my angle was like the Broncos play up to their competition. They also play down to their competition. Well, I think they're going to be a tough out in the playoffs. Like them always at home, especially as a home dog. They get the win, they get the cover. Kramer, I mean, this was a fun back and forth game. Packers get banged up. The Micah Parsons thing is obviously going to hurt them a long term in the NFC. But where are you at?
I mean, not a tremendously horrible loss in the grand scheme of things, having the Lions drop a game, but I mean, jockeying for position. Packers looked. I don't know. I think both of these teams kind of played a little bit of a sloppy game. Bo Nix and this Broncos team just they've I don't know. I feel like it's always surprising when we see them play a dud, but it's also like it won't be that surprising if it happens in the play. Like if there's now a team that you're circling and saying,
they shouldn't have been road favorites. Like I guess it's just I'm a sucker to the market where it was just like this Broncos team deserved more respect at home for how well they played.
Well, we've talked about this for a while. There's the teams that are like they refuse to downgrade.
Yeah,
the Packers are one of those teams. I mean, the Packers sitting at fifth in the power ratings. That's gonna and Broncos are down outside the top 10. So that we kind of discussed this in the preview. That's kind of it's speaking to like how they view the conferences right now. But also, I think the Packers are just overrated.
Yeah. Well, and it'll be interesting to see if the market reacts now that our boy Micah Parsons is out for the season. Like I'm kind of it's interesting if that'll adjust the power rating of the Broncos because they've just gotten so much respect.
Well, next week I can tell you that number was 3. It's now 1.
Wow.
So that Chicago's taking money and the spread. So Green Bay is laying a short number in Chicago next week. So yeah, I guess there's your answer. He matters.
Yeah, kind of crazy, but also I guess not that crazy that it finally adjusts. All right. New Orleans Saints gets the win and the cover 20-17, 2.5-point home dogs. We were both on the Saints. Tyler Shuck, another winning game by the Saints. This Panthers team just did not win as a favorite. Crazy. There's
4 years, is it? Is that the correct stat? They haven't won since 2021.
Yeah. Tyler Shuck, another nice win by them. And the Saints don't look great, but they're just competitive. And I don't know, whatever it is, this Panthers team, they're just a classic. They can beat good teams and lose the bad teams. Like the last time we saw this Panthers team, they were winning outright as 10.5-point home dogs, and yet they're only 2.5-point road favorites against the Saints, and they lose outright. And I don't think anyone was shocked.
I think there's a little bit of we know the South divisions operate with flowchart methodologies. The Saints have just we're now looking at like a couple decades of relative dominance over the Panthers. And so Tyler Shuck, the next to take the baton, 2-0 versus the Panthers in his short season. Yeah, I don't know what it is, but the Saints, we have to note this for next year, Sean. Saints own the Panthers, period.
Yeah. I'm just holding on to 200-1 Tyler Shuck Rookie of the Year. That feels a lot better after Sunday. Next up, we got the Rams get the win and the cover, laying 5.5 at home, 41-34. I thought the Lions could be frisky here. I guess they were offensively. They just could not get a stop to save their life. I mean, you let up 41 points. There's not much else to say. This was just we thought it would be a shootout, and I thought the shootout might benefit the Lions. And hey, they've been so good as a dog. They've been so good in these situations, and they just blew it late. There's not much to get to.
Well, I thought it was tail of two heads, just like the Bills Patriots game. I thought the Lions were the better team in the first half. I was having moments where, of course, I built that crazy 2 touchdown parlay, and this was one of the games. Of course, 2 players get 2 touchdowns in this game. I have neither one, Sean. So I missed on that. But yeah, no, I would, if you would ask me at halftime, I would have said, well, I think the Lions are going to take care of this one. They're doing enough on defense. Goff looks great at times. He made some really good throws, and then third quarter, Stafford and the Rams come out, and it's like that's it. It was a wrap. The game was over before the fourth quarter started. So great win by the Rams. I kind of understand why the MVP odds are heavily skewed now. That was kind of. I mean, he's got another test next week. Stafford does in the Seahawks, but. A huge test, big game, lots of eyes on it in the late window. Good shit by the Rams.
No, nice win by the Rams.
Do the Lions miss the playoffs?
It's going to be interesting if they're in the mix there. And Jordan Love Sucks Island checking in, saying J-Mo cashed as always. Thank you, guys. Yeah, Jameson Williams had a big game. I mean, a lot of people had big games, but it just wasn't enough. So. Shout out to the Lions, who I don't know. To your point, Kramer, they might be the odd man out.
Playoff. It's going to be three teams from the West look likely to make the playoffs at this point.
Yeah, good transition. The San Francisco 49ers win 37-24. Get the cover at 12.5.
Woo!
It was a little bit of a sweat if you bet on this game because they were sitting there right there at 34-24. It was 4th and 1. Hey, will they just go for it? Will they kick the field goal? They did the right thing. They kicked the field goal. I have no other big takeaways. I mean, they were the better team. They were clearly kind of dominating this Titans team who, had some frisky moments offensively, but clearly San Francisco was always in charge and fortunate to get the cover, I guess, or you feel you got rewarded for being on the right side.
Cam Ward had a couple really nice throws in this game. The throw to Gunnar Helm down the sideline, nice. Very nice. I mean, this happened as we thought it might. Christian McCaffrey, once again, the 49ers playing games with the injury report. What they just want to talk about? They just want to hear their name in the news. Leak it to Rappaport that Christian McCaffrey woke up with a lump in his back, but he's fine. Yeah. He's fine. He's fine.
No, and Tyler in the chat pointing out Niners defense is shaky as hell, and you're probably right, Tyler. Like this 49ers defense, when it goes to the playoffs, like you can't let up 24 points at home against a team like the Titans. They're really going to be tested. I think they're interesting team, but I feel like they're going to be pretty fraudulent come playoff time.
I tend to agree with you. George Kittle gets over, another one of my props that came home. That being said, what if they end up being the team to play the Bucks at home or whatever? I'm not totally out on taking the 49ers week 1, but a lot of it depends on the matchup. I just have a feeling I'm probably going to be on the opposite side based on how they've looked and based on how the market perceives them. But there's teams like the Panthers, there's teams like the Bucks that I'm not like dying to take on the other side. So again, I'm not going to, we'll see how it shakes out, but there's a number of NFC teams I'm looking to fade. And if the Eagles win the division, again, it's mathematically likely, but not impossible for.
I know you're rooting for your Cowboys.
Nope, just pointing out the math again. If the Eagles win the division, Who would you like to see come travel to the link?
Who are my possible
All right,
teams?
we'll say any of the teams from the north or the west. So take the Rams out. Seahawks, Niners, Lions, Packers, Bears.
I mean, sure, bring them all on. I mean, we beat the Packers, we beat the Lions, the Bears. I would love to see in a rematch. I mean, who are the Eagles particularly worried about? I don't of those. I don't know that one team standing out. Honestly,
All right.
no. I mean, as a who do you think's beating us, Ryan?
I would tend to think it's a team that can also play elite defense, and there's a ridiculously low scoring like Seattle. Comedy wise, it would if Seattle comes into Philly and beats the Eagles.
Yeah, but
that
I
would be
saw
excellent.
Seattle struggle with Philip Rivers.
I know,
So
I know.
that's the
Philip,
counter.
yeah, similar throwing style to Jalen Hurts.
Well, if you're talking about wins, Philip Rivers and Jalen Hurts don't really see eye to eye. As Jalen Hurts has won a Super Bowl, Philip Rivers still looking for that Super Bowl win.
Oh wow, it's taking shots.
Am I wrong? What am I missing?
I mean, I agree.
You want to talk
why
playoff wins?
I mean, I've had this conversation many times with Justin Decker. This is why Eli's a Hall of Famer and Philip Rivers might not be.
Hey, let's talk about some Monday night props before we do. Of course, shout out to Novig. Again, Novig available in so many states. If you're not, if you ever fire up an on screen, you'll probably see Novig has the best prices, and it's hard to dispute. Available in a bunch of states. Download the Novig app today, and use that promo code SGPN. Spend $5, give $50 when you use the promo code SGPN. And we're also brought to you by Underdog. That's right. Use the promo code SGPN over on Underdog Fantasy. Win up to 5,000x your money. Play $5, get $100 when you use the promo code SGPN. Kramer, what do you like for Monday Night Football?
I'll just get it out of the way quickly. I feel like we've talked about this for a couple weeks, but Kenny Gainwell receiving yards. It's going to be a cold game.
Yeah,
it's going to be available. Miami allows you to do that. The number is still 20. I think it was actually a little bit lower last week, but it's 21.5 this week. Also, Kenny Gainwell might be the best offensive weapon the Steelers have. So
yeah, no, this one's I'm also co-signing this. I'm on it. Tail it, smash it. If you want to play a ladder, Gainwell receiving yards, I think is the way to go. So let it rip. Kenny Gainwell over 21.5 receiving yards.
Then I have a good old fashioned DFS stack style double prop for you. We got Tua I've been telling you on every show since last Wednesday. Tua under 196.5 pass.
Come on.
What?
Come on, you're still my props.
We discussed this on Wednesday.
Yeah.
That I was going to be on this. Then we discussed it on Thursday. Then we discussed it on the Friday VSiN show. Then we mentioned it on the Monday or on the pregame show this morning. And then pair that with Jaylen Waddle under 63.5 receiving yards.
Okay. I will take, so I'm on the Tua under 196.5 passing yards. Give me Freiermuth over 16.5 receiving yards. That is
so low.
What?
It's so low.
It's so low. And I mean, is it Darnell Washington's dealing with an injury issue? He might not be out there. So I think it's good either way. But if Washington's a scratch, you're getting a great price. I think it's good either way. But give me Freiermuth over 16.5 receiving yards.
Can we pause? What's the injury? Because if you're referring to the concussion, he did clear.
For who?
Darnell Washington.
Yeah, no, I guess it's just like it was a late clear. I think.
They don't miss games anymore. Is that because it's week 15 now? So the concussion protocol is You don't miss any games now. So
I just don't think he'll be 100%. So
okay.
Freiermuth over 60.5 receiving yards. I guess even if Washington is 100%, I still like it at 16.5, and you might get a little boost here.
The Dolphins have given up a ton of yards to tight ends this year and 7 touchdowns. First touchdown?
Smash it.
Or did you give out all your props?
I gave out all my props.
Okay. First touchdown, Jaylen Wright, 33-1. Ollie Gordon, 30-1. We're just playing the not HN running backs for the Dolphins, as the Steelers have not been good against the running back all season. And then I'm taking tight ends. And ever since we heard the reports of Aaron Rodgers calling out Jonnu Smith in a meeting about not paying attention when they're going over audibles, I haven't played him in the first touchdown market. Give me Pat Freiermuth at 20-1. Give me Darnell Washington 18-1. Aaron Rodgers loves Darnell Washington.
Yeah, for me, give me Ollie Gordon 30-1. Love that. I mean, I've been a big Ollie Gordon fan. I don't understand why they're trying to squeeze Jaylen Wright in,
because they like him too.
They do.
They like multiple running backs. That's a Mike McDaniel thing.
So Ollie Gordon 30-1, I think is a good price. Freiermuth 20-1, and last but not least, give me a little Adam Thielen 45-1. He was at the birthday party. He clearly is a favorite of Aaron Rodgers. So I'm going 3 guys: Ollie Gordon 30-1, Pat Freiermuth 20-1, Adam Thielen 45-1.
And I wouldn't mind. I didn't see a number for it, but I wouldn't mind an Adam Thielen catch prop if you can get like a 1.5, maybe some nice plus odds to the over.
No, he's going to be live 100%.
Cold check down.
Kramer, what do you got for your DGen only play?
All right, we're just gonna do old fashioned. Just throw some touchdowns together, see what happens. Give me a combination of Kenny Gainwell scores a touchdown. We're no 2 touchdowns in this one. Kenny Gainwell scores a touchdown. Pat Freiermuth scores a touchdown, and the juicer Ollie Gordon scores a touchdown. 123-1.
Okay. I'm keeping it simple. Just give me Pat Freiermuth 2 touchdowns. You can get that at 55-1. I think that's crazy. So yeah, that's all my.
I mean, it's Arthur Smith. He likes the tight end.
He loves the tight end. What's not to like about the tight end? Pat Freiermuth 2 touchdowns, 55-1. Let it ride.
Are you going to play that? Are you going to sprinkle that with the Dolphins money line just in case?
No.
Okay. Well, that's a good.
I'm sorry. I don't see Tua winning this thing.
What do you think that price is, though? It's got to be astronomical.
I'll take a look.
That's got to be astronomical, Sean. I mean, just in case.
Yeah, just in case. I'll just stick with the Freiermuth 2 touchdowns. 55-1. Hey, appreciate everyone tuning in. Toss us that subscribe. I always appreciate you guys answering all the questions and comments over on Spotify. Kramer, hit him with the sound drop.
Before I hit you with the sound drop, schedule for the week. Got college football on Monday night. Then we'll do Thursday night props on Tuesday night. Rest of the weeks, the usual. We'll have a college basketball episode with Colby on Thursday. Yeah. Now I'll hit the button.
Thank you for participating in the Sports Gambling Podcast.
For the Sports Gambling Podcast, I'm Sean. Second the money greenies, Ryan.
Congratulations, Sean.
Kramer, let it ride.